Hello, Instagram. How are you today? It is Saturday, and I am in South Beach, Miami, Florida. I find my way back to Miami, back to South Beach, where I'm hanging out with the very nice people from European Wax Center. They have me at their booth here at the Cabana Trade Show. It's Swim Week in Miami, Florida, and Swim Week is a huge, huge event every year. It's amazing. And I'm at the trade show where the buyers come to buy different products and clothing and shoes and accessories. And they have European Wax Center. You see it right there. And I am a featured self-love, self-care coach, talking to the different people who come into the booth. It's super cool because I did public relations for forever, and now I'm on the other side where I get to be the featured expert and talking to people about how important it is to care for yourself, to give yourself the self-care, right? Meaning, in this case, getting wax, getting massages, taking care of your body, your mind, your soul. And so I wanted to do a little Instagram live from the booth. We are European Wax Center. Actually, I'm going to walk through the booth with you. It's super pretty. There's like this whole big like floral arrangement thing. You go through there. And the booth is pretty big. It's really nice. So we'll walk through, say hi to all the cool people I'm hanging out with. And basically they invited me to join them at the booth to talk to people about self-care, self-love, how you have to be your number one fan of yourself. You have to love up on you better than anyone could or should, and that means body, mind, and soul, right? So you're going to have your body, right? That could be, like in this case, with waxing, or, you know, if you're a guy, you could do, fitness or your diet. It's all about looking at how you're treating your body, mind, and soul. And are you nourishing yourself? Are you giving yourself what you need if you're tired from working? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you feeling good in yourself, right? And then when you look at your mindset, right? It's like mindset, like what am I thinking on a day-to-day basis? Am I caring for my thoughts? Am I thinking thoughts that are empowering? Or am I thinking thoughts that are disempowering? So behind me, you're gonna see, fun little booth. All these little stations. That's my little station right there. I have some seating, so people are gonna come by. And I'm gonna do a little presentation. This funky little glitter thing behind me, which is super fun. This little photo booth area. So they did a great job with the booths. I mean, I was on the public relations side of this for ages. And so I know a good booth when I see one, and they got a corner spot, great booth. They're doing free waxing. They have this little skincare clinic thing going on. Really, really cool. So I wanted to come on here, give you a little tour, say hi, and I'm going to have a little seat here. And I'm going to make today about Self-Care Saturday. Self-Care Saturday. So I often think about self-care, and I talk to a lot of my clients about self-care because oftentimes the people that I coach, they are type A professionals. They're very professional. They're always working. They're always super busy, and they oftentimes neglect themselves. Go this way. So they oftentimes neglect themselves when they are busy. They're just constantly busy, and they're always, over scheduled, and they're trying to do for everybody else. A lot of times my clients find themselves people pleasing, right? So people pleasing is when, you're trying to cater to everybody else but you. And then you end up being like, what the hell? I haven't done anything for myself. I don't know the last time I slept well. I, spent time with friends. I took a vacation. So I'm very interested in learning about how do you care for yourself. Are you able to say no? Or do you say yes to people when you really mean no, and then you resent them and you get angry with them? So one of the things that you can think about for Self-Care Saturday is take some inventory about how you're caring for yourself. right? Do you have some conversations, some truths that you need to speak and be honest about with people? Are you harboring some feeling that you have towards somebody and you're not being honest with them, and you have maybe some like beef that you want to clear, some issue that you want to clear with them, and you're swallowing it and not saying anything? You're just kind of getting, kind of fed up because you're not being honest and true to yourself. And oftentimes, a lot of people, they will take, especially if you are a compassionate giver. If you show up for people and you're always giving and kind, sometimes people will take advantage of that. So you want to make sure you have healthy boundaries. That's another way to have great self-care, is look at your life, look at your boundaries, what kind of ways do you want to live, what is allowed, what is not, how do you want people to treat you. These are all parts of self-care. People think that self-care is only about getting their nails done, or if you're a guy, watching sports or working out. But self-care is something way more. So let's see. Oh, I'm here. I'm actually doing a video. Hi. Say hi. So it's like, they're basically getting people to, come into the booth, and then they come see me, and we're talking about, whatever's on their mind, of course, but really it's about self-care Saturday. And if you are putting off stuff that you want to do to care for yourself, that could be anything from going to bed at a certain time. If you're sitting here like, whoa, I just binge watched videos like Netflix and whatever, and you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm not getting good sleep, or I'm sleep deprived. It's a good thing to look at. Also your diet, the relationships that you have. Sometimes people are spreading themselves too thin because they are in the wrong relationships. So I just recently launched a quiz called it's the Love Block quiz. There are 5 different love blocks, and you get to figure out by taking the quiz which one is your love block. What is blocking you from the love that you want? And one of the 5 love blocks is a lack of self-love. So whenever we are abandoning ourselves and we are saying yes when we mean no, or we are wanting to do something and then getting in the way of it, it will be revealed in your life. You're going to see that your relationships are not going to flow well when you're lacking in self-love. So Michael says he took the quiz and it was accurate. Oh, I'm happy that you took it, Michael. Thank you for taking the quiz. And hey, if you have friends that you think would like to take the quiz too, you can point them in the direction of my website. Actually, you could take them to LoveQuestQuiz.com. That's LoveQuestQuiz.com, and you can take the Love Block quiz. Find out why you are not getting the love that you truly want and deserve in your life. You could take the quiz. It's for free. And then what's really cool is I did this really in-depth assessment based on each result of the quiz. So you get your result, and then you get your own report, a deep PDF, full-on details about what your love block is, how it shows up in your life, where it might show up, where it can trip you up in relationships, and what to do about it moving forward, so that you could remove that love block once and for all and start to call in the kind of love and the kind of relationships that you really want to have. There is no reason why you should not be thriving, right? Everyone should be thriving in their love lives, right? That's what we're here to do, to love and be loved. But sometimes things get in the way of that. So don't you want to find out what that is? Take the Love Block quiz. I basically based this quiz on 5 years of all of the clients that I've coached and all of the people that I have engaged with on social media, people who write to me on my emails, people who see my video content online, and they come at me asking me questions, and they all fall into these 5 specific categories. One, like I mentioned, is a lack of self-love. That will definitely block love from flowing into your life. The other one is, so the second one is that you're stuck in the past. When you're stuck in the past, there's no way that you can move forward in the future. And so that one has to do with clearing up past beliefs and hurts and resentments about old relationships, past relationships. It calls for making peace with your past. And that can include your family members. It can include friendships, past lovers, relationships. So when you're clearing away the past, you're being present, and this way you can create your future. So it's very important, because if you're living in your past, then you can't call in that great person who's looking for you. I believe that everybody is looking for each other, and if you're blocked, you're not going to attract that person. So it's very important that we remove the love block. So the third love block, so we did self-love, lack of self-love, we did stuck in your past. The third love block is being too intimidating. Too intimidating. You're in worker bee mode all the time. You're always talking about your accomplishments. Look at this. I did this. I did that. I did the other. And while that's great, and you shouldn't ever downplay your accomplishments, but it's important not to lead with that all the time. And also this attitude of that you don't need anybody, that you don't really care if you're in a relationship or not. When you're speaking that, you're actually repelling the kind of love that you want. So being intimidating is certainly a block, a popular love block. So that is part of the categories that are offered. My love must be lost at sea. Oh, not true. Are you clear about what you want out of a relationship? Are you clear about who this love is? Who is this love of your life at this stage in your life? If you're not clear about who this person is, who this amazing person is, then you're not going to be able to attract them. They're always going to elude you. They're going to be out there somewhere. But you can call them in by getting clear about what it is that you want. So for people who are just kind of tuning in, I am at the European Wax Center booth at the Cabana Trade Show in South Beach, Miami, Florida, at the Convention Center. And they invited me to be a self-love coach, a mindset coach, to help people step into self-care, taking care of themselves, body, mind, and soul, so that they can thrive in their lives. So the fourth love block is that you're in the wrong relationship. A lot of times people can be in a relationship but feel so lonely, so disconnected from their partners because they're not communicating from a place of partnership. They're communicating as adversaries. So if you are in the wrong relationship, you are going to repel love. You're going to be mopey. Your vibration is going to be brought down. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're going to feel just weathered and tired and heavy in your energy. So it's very important to do something about that. That is definitely a love block. If you are in the wrong relationship, you are looking for love in the wrong place. So it's very important that you acknowledge that and make a decision. Not every relationship is right for you. Sometimes people are spending years and years and years in the wrong relationship. So it's very important to assess this. It's very self-loving and self-caring to assess that your relationship is happy and healthy, and there are challenges, and are you meeting those challenges together as a team, or are you fighting against one another? So that is a love block as well. And then the final love block, let's see, there are 5. I want to make sure I get them all. Lack of self-love, stuck in the past, in the wrong relationship, intimidating, and the other one is doubt and disbelief. This is a very common one. Doubt and disbelief means that you are blocking yourself because you simply don't believe that the love that you want exists. You don't believe that this person exists. You have them in your mind and they don't manifest, and you're like, forget it. I'm never going to meet somebody. And your language ends up mirroring your outcome. So you get down on yourself and you get hard on yourself because I'm not going to meet anybody good, and you start to speak this into existence. So when you take this quiz, it goes very, very deep into why doubt and disbelief repels love. Super important that you get clear on what is blocking you from love so that you can finally handle it. We can only change the things that we acknowledge. So forever, I was blocked with love, and I ended up getting divorced because of my love block. I ended up getting into these relationships that were just with unavailable people who would never meet me where I was. And I learned that in order for me to attract people who were going to love me and respect me, I had to start with love and respect for myself. So I had to reinvent my whole life and make sure that it is one that is rooted in self-love. No one here is going to love you better than you can love yourself, nor should they. And guess what? You're not here to do that for them either. Everybody here is responsible for their own happiness, responsible for their own worthiness, and you just bring a full person to another person. That's the best way to enter into a relationship. So if you struggle with these love blocks and you find that you're attracting unavailable people or people who are takers and you're such a giver, or people who are very self-absorbed and you're always curious about other people and you're there to help them, take the love block quiz. You can find this quiz by clicking the link. If you're on Instagram, you can click the link in the profile. It's LoveQuestQuiz.com. LoveQuestQuiz.com. Free, fun. You answer like 10 questions. They're going to make you think. The questions are very thought-provoking. But then at the end, you get your result and you get this thorough report all about your love block and what you can do about it. So I'm really excited to be launching that. And I'm hanging out here at the beautiful, it's such a nice booth. Look, European Wax Center. I'm going to duck down so you can see the whole thing. But behind there, they're actually doing waxing treatments. Super cool. I might get my eyebrows handled. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But I'm happy to be back on South Beach doing something for work, but I love coming back to Miami, of course. It was my home for 10 years. And Jay weighs in and says, we have to accept responsibility for all that we do, learn from the positive and the negative. What a powerful comment. You're 100% right. In fact, it wasn't until I personally took responsibility for all the outcomes in my life that I was then able to start doing the work and changing all the things that wasn't working for me. And I had to really kind of learn the hard way. I was, 44 years old when I got divorced. This was almost 6 years ago. And I was at the bottom of my life. Professionally, personally, just never before in my life was I at such a low place, and I had to take the opportunity to go inward and to understand why and what happened in my past to bring me to where I was at the time. And when I asked the question, it was like such a loving question that I could ask myself. I said, what is it about me that got me here? And it's always a question that, like, if you're not happy with where you're at, right? Let's say you're in a relationship and you're like, this is a terrible relationship. The person is abusive. They're narcissistic. They're not talking to me with love and kindness. They're always argumentative. They're always pointing out my flaws. Why am I here? Ask that question. What is it in me that chose this? Why did I choose this? And I tell you, the second you ask that question, you're going to be led to the right book, the right coach, the right video to watch. I had that happen to me, and it changed my entire life. And when I came out the other side of my darkness, of my codependency, of my childhood post-traumatic stress, I was free. I felt free that I could actually be in charge of my own life, and I can pick the people that were more of a match to the way I was loving myself, right? So self-loving people, they don't attract toxic people. They attract people who are also self-loving and kind. Now, of course, you have to always be aware, always know how to spot those red flags, know what questions to ask people, engage them in conversation, but know what you're listening for so that you can tell if a person is coming at you from the straight or if they're coming at you from the crooked. And honey, there are people out there trying to come at you from all different angles, and it's up to you to protect yourself. And that's one of the things that I really love to teach my clients is, especially ones that have had experiences with narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, toxic relationships, it's so important to learn how to ask certain questions and what to listen for, so that you know that, listen, if this is not looking good and if it's not feeling good in my body, I can pay attention to how I feel and make some decisions for myself. I can leave. I don't have to stay with something that is not serving me well. And that's a self-care. That's a big-time self-care. Assessing your relationships. I'm thinking about these friendships and thinking about these romantic relationships that are not serving you. And if you're single, getting clear on the kind of relationships you want to cultivate in your life. There's nothing more self-caring than that. So I'm going to see if I can walk around again, give you guys a look at what's going on. I am at the European Center. They have juice. They have fresh coconut water. They have all this fun stuff we're going to walk through. Let's see, we're going to walk through the little canopy. So nice. All right, ready? Here we go. It's my friend here. Hello.
Oh,
hi. Say hi. Nice.
Hi.
So pretty here. Such a nice booth. You guys did great. It's gorgeous. It's so floral and pretty, and all the products. This is all European Wax Center. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. This body oil. Nice little body oil. Smell like coconut. Super nice. They have like everything set up so pretty. Look, see, nice. Super nice. So I'm going to bid you farewell now, because people are starting to come to talk to me about how they want to get rid of their love blocks, have the relationships that they really want, learn how to care for themselves. It's so important that you have self-care, self-love, do for you, and do not have guilt. If you want to take a day to just rest and relax and you want to unplug, and you are like, listen, I am not talking to anyone, today is my day, I'm taking 3 hours or whatever, and I'm just going to go and do things for me, you have every right to do that. And you know what? People will show up for you. When you ask somebody, like let's say you have children, right? A lot of moms out there, and dads too, they have kids, and they want to just take a break. They want time for themselves. They feel guilty a lot of times, but guess what? There's always somebody that if you ask, they'll be willing to say, I'll take your kids for a little while. Why not? I'll take them to a movie, I'll take them out, whatever. This way you have your time to just have decompression, time to be quiet and get centered within, so that this way all of the answers exist inside of you. You can shut up for a minute, clear everything away that's so distracting, so that then you can get to those answers for those questions that you have in your life. And usually the answers are within. I'm the coach that asks the right questions to help people get to the right answers that are always inside. You always know best of what you need, what feels good. And so allow yourself the time, even if it's 10 minutes, just 10 minutes to sit quietly and breathe and get in tune with yourself on anything that's going on in your life that might be a challenge or a struggle. I do these wonderful centering exercises with my clients. I teach them how to get very present so that they can literally hear their God's guidance, their intuition, the guidance, your God force. So important that you tap into that so that you're always guided and protected. You feel strong, you feel powerful, because nobody is going to bullshit you, right? Because you have yourself, you have your knowledge, your intuition, and it's so important to connect to that. So I hope this message found you well. Back on South Beach, albeit for work purpose. I'll give you a little glimpse of the outfit. So everything here is white and tan and purple. So I went with a white dress. I don't know if you can see, lots of cleavage. I don't know what is that about. But yeah, it's like a little sheath dress. It's from BB. So shout out to BB. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish all you guys a beautiful self-care Saturday. Thanks so much. Bye.